All right. It's the Two Dudes podcast. I'm Rick, and I'll be your host and captain for today. And with me, the man, the myth, the legend, Kevin Manning. Kev, what's up?
Not much. What's going on your way, sir?
Nothing. I was going through my show notes, and I realized that we didn't touch on a specific subject last week, and I wanted to publicly congratulate you on the new gig.
Thank you. It's frustrating. They sending me stuff by email I can't open up. Left a message with the recruiter. Ain't nobody calling me back. So I'm just like, do I have a new gig or is you fucking with me? It just, yeah, it's gonna work itself out though.
Oh
But I
yeah, it
do
always
appreciate
does.
it.
You know they're gonna make it tough on you.
Yeah.
All right. Um, we may have a special guest here in a few minutes, but that's when I get to the golf subject. But I want to go over a couple things. I'm gonna start off with a couple things that you sent me over the course of the week. And first things first, we got to talk about this last thing that you sent me. An article about an artist who was able to 3D print portraits based on DNA from people's cigarette butts. Now, in that article, it's like, oh, this is amazing, this is astounding, yada, yada, yada. Uh-uh. This will be used by law enforcement. This could put the wrong person at the scene of a crime and get somebody wrongly accused. I think this is going to go horribly wrong. I see all the good in it, but I see the bad in it too.
See, that's another thing. It wasn't a portrait. It was a claymation to where like you basically can make somebody's mask, somebody's face,
Yeah,
and I can put it on as a mask. So it's one of the things to where it was enough DNA to generate what was needed, which is kind of scary. I mean, because you could easily switch out DNA. We've seen it done before. It's just man is getting too obsessed with fast pace. We need it now type situations to where this could only get worse before it get better. Like if you go do all that, then once you go ahead and go to all these cities, got all these rape cases with these boxes that ain't never got ran, and I'm pretty sure you probably have a couple hundred guys that's gonna get out of jail that never did it because those rape kits will show it wasn't them, it was the nigga next to them. I'm like,
right.
just
And I know you don't smoke, but picture this: you're at the coffee shop next to the bank.
mm-hmm.
You smoke a cig, and then you throw it down, and you go get your coffee and whatever, and go on about your business. The wind blows, that cigarette blows a few feet over toward the bank. Somebody says the bank just got robbed by a big black dude who was out there smoking before he robbed the bank. Police get pick up the cigarette butts. They pick yours up by mistake. Guess what? Next thing you know, you're the big black man on the face on the news.
Because they'll pick mine up and they'll see that I was on the camera around that time or whatever. Because they'll be like, this must have been when he was staking the place out. And, so I get what you're saying. Now, it's one thing I will give the ex. She used to always say she'll never spit her gun out in public because she's not going to let her DNA get used for a crime she didn't commit. And I used to look at her like she was crazy. Now, because of this article, I owe her an apology because she was spot on with that one.
That's right. And it's about to even get darker. Next up, you sent me something that we saw coming. We never talked about it before, but here it is. The airlines are considering having people get vaccinations in order to fly. I understand where they're coming from. A lot of people enclosed in a metal tube at 30,000 feet. You want to make sure that they're healthy. You don't want to spread anything. But this sets a huge precedent. Now, people that don't want to get vaccinated would have to face a possibility of having to get vaccinated just in order to fly somewhere. And then on the flip side of it, if this were to pass through and they were able to legally do that to make you fly, think about all the companies that are behind them that would say, "Oh, that's a good point. You can't come in my restaurant unless you're vaccinated," or "Oh, you can't come on this property unless you're vaccinated." It's going to start a domino effect, and it's not going to end well.
Okay. Well, I see it. The airline is just a little byproduct to make this happen. This is gonna help deter traveling. It's gonna make people traveling within the states. Gas gonna go up because people gonna be driving versus flying, and this is gonna benefit the United States to where other countries gonna have to come back begging us, kissing our ass after they treated us like we was the start of all this when we didn't start anything. So, but what I mean, what is really all said and done, it's all about divide and conquer. That's what it's all about. Divide and conquer. Let me make some money off of you, is what it boils down to. And that's how they're doing it. And all you can do is just sit back, really, and just watch and just be in awe at how they making this shit happen. And then icing on the cake with all this, well, they doing all of this, demand this, demand that, do it like this, do it like that, and you gotta get this shot, get that shot. I don't think it's gonna be people saying you can't come in if you don't have it, but it's gonna be some of the jobs that go like with me working at the hospital. I have to have the flu shot every year. First time I've ever had to do that when I got this job. So I've gotten the flu shot twice in 42 years. I'll get it a third time next year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is gonna be on the aspect of the flu shot. If you work in a hospital or if you're somewhere, your job, you're in a hospital or something of a medical nature, you're gonna have to get this shot. But if you want to travel and leave the country, they're gonna treat this like when you go overseas, you about to go to Africa or something, all them shots you supposedly need to get that protect you from diseases, this is gonna be now part of that situation. But this is gonna be a separate entity that you have to travel.
Yeah, this is gonna cause more problems, more headaches than what I think it's gonna be worth.
As the trademark saying goes, the rich get richer, and we're just getting poorer.
All right. Speaking of poor, I can't
Before
afford.
we go from that, real quick,
Uh huh.
you gotta wonder what the insurance ramifications is gonna be with that.
Mm, another loophole.
How's the insurance gonna cover it, and at what rate are they gonna cover it?
And if you've already had COVID, how does that work out with pre-existing conditions?
Exactly.
It's gonna get
So
ugly.
it may be, further down the line, or it could be tomorrow. You never know. I know I have yet to get it. That really doesn't make me want to get it that much more. I'm just sitting back and watching, just nodding my head like, okay, well played, and I just go about my business.
I feel you. I haven't got it yet either. But going back to being poor, one of the things that I can't afford is Biggie's hubcaps.
Yeah.
Apparently, apparently, the hubcap from the vehicle that Biggie was shot in will be sold at an auction for $150,000. Okay, I got a couple questions on this one. First of all, if it was a murder scene, how did dude get a hubcap off of Biggie's car or his SUV? And secondly, this many years later, why are you selling it? And I guess thirdly, who the hell gonna pay 150K for a hubcap?
There's some sick ass people out there.
Yes,
One
sir.
is sick that that's even auction worthy. But we
But
treat the
but
world.
picture this real quick. Jimi Hendrix iconic left-handed guitar,
Hmm.
Michael Jackson's glove,
Hmm.
and Biggie's hubcap. What the
Yeah.
hell?
Just last year before, somebody bought 2 box of old Hummer. Yeah. Somebody bought OJ's Bronco, or the person that still had it, he was debating on selling it.
But
OJ's
I can see the
Bronco.
whole vehicle. A
It, it,
hubcap?
it's We have created a monster of memorabilia. Dude, the guy at the Cubs who messed with the baseball. Remember, he went into hiding because of all that. And that ball he touched is sold for 6 figures. If he was just put that outfit he had on in a baseball auction, motherfuckers will pay top dollar for it and then set it on fire because they'll say they let the curse go. It's just we're so collector driven. Go to one of these collector shows and just see the wall to wall of people bidding and trying to buy stuff and people that got stuff. You'll be mind blown. And it just, I'm me personally, that's just sick that you rather spend 150K on a hubcap, but you probably ain't doing nothing for your community. Get that
Right.
to the school district. Go buy some new computers. Do take care of you get 150K, about 150K right now. I go to Center School District. Whoever got delinquent lunch account, I'm paying it off right now. Then I go to the next school district, Kansas City. Whoever got delinquent lunch account, I'm paying it off right now to help these kids out. But you want to buy a hubcap out of a Suburban that had a sticker for Biggie's album on it. Why? But we all in the look at what I got. Who cares? It's not like you got the 18 van or a kid or something. I mean, just think. The show Airhawk, Airwolf or whatever with the helicopter.
Airwolf, yeah, I remember that.
Somebody probably has that right now and can't fly to save their damn life.
I believe it because I was watching something. It's a little older, but you remember David Hasselhoff?
Yeah.
He has one of them Trans Ams that they use for Knight Rider.
I want one. If I ever get a chance, I'm getting Kit or the 18 van.
I don't know about the 18 van, but I would drive Kit. I would love to have Magnum PI's Ferrari, and I don't care which Magnum PI.
Well, I like Puerto Rican PI. I like his. But I get Magnum's car too. It was nice. But you tripping. The 18 van was classic.
I guess. I mean, I could think of 5 or 6 more iconic cars that I would rather have. But anyway, seen any good trailers lately? And I think you know where I'm going with this.
No, I haven't, but I know what you. Yeah.
All right, I like that you didn't. The new trailer for the Suicide Squad came out earlier this week, or technically late last week, and I kind of enjoyed the trailer. It is what it is. It's more of a Guardians of the Galaxy type fun kind of movie. It's not meant to be taken seriously like, say, an Avengers or even Justice League or whatever. I liked it. I like most of the characters that I saw in there. And you and I were talking, and you said that it wouldn't be the same without Will Smith, excuse me. And I disagree because I think Margot Robbie is what made that movie, not Will Smith.
You know the names there is Margot Robbie. You ass. You getting so in the names. Like, what you been drinking?
I wish.
And I'm gonna have to disagree. Will was the centerpiece of he was the nucleus of the first movie. He made the squad make sense. The shit they got going now, like John Cena, what he looked like in there, and the shark just walking around eating, it looks silly as hell. Like something my kids just drew to add on to something. So I'm like,
Well, you can't really knock the shark because they had a crocodile in the last one.
we for didn't see it though, stay underwater. This motherfucking shark walking and talking like Jaws and shit done turned to a human. Some things just don't need to be.
By the way, I don't know if you listened to that shark. It's voiced by Sylvester Stallone.
Like that makes it any better. So now the shark can't talk. See, it's not needed.
Talk
It's
about
really,
me disrespecting Margot Robbie. You disrespected Sly, man.
Adrian. Motherfucker probably eat Adrian. The movie will probably be decent, but it's just the added characters I could have deal without. I'm just like, y'all could have came up with some better characters.
Well, you know that most of those characters probably won't survive because they all got them bombs in their head. So something gonna happen.
Yeah, and more likely, Margot's gonna make the movie. She's gonna be the catalyst, the savior. She's gonna make the movie do what it's supposed to do. But overall, Will was the nucleus of it. They needed him for that. Now it's like she has no counterpart to play off of. Like, who she gonna play off of now?
I think she'll play off for Idris Elba.
And this motherfucker, I thought you had a career. You've been playing byproduct players in these movies where you just get extra and everything. You went from I want to be James Bond to James Nothing.
How can you say that about Idris, man? He was Thor's buddy in all the Thor movies,
You
and
been in the Thor movies? Cause I don't realize I saw him.
Heimdall, he's the one that opened the gate. You can't even get in without him,
So basically, he's done nothing in these movies. He's got a nice check for a small role.
bro. Also, Hobbs and Shaw, he was the main villain.
That movie was trash, and you know it.
Not gonna lie, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, two guys got to come together to fight a criminal. He's supposed to be this ultimate criminal, and magically they win in Hawaii on Rock's Island. Who's seen that coming? That's Hobbs and Shaw, and they got to never be doing a sequel to it. I'll pass on that one for $1.
Well, you know, that's Hollywood for you. They gonna be doing sequels for everything as long as it makes money. So that's gonna
I
happen.
don't know how Hobbs and Shaw made money, but it was a Hobbs Shaw robbery, is what it was. It was a haberdashery of destruction.
But you know, closing this real quick, Will Smith. Yes, he was an integral part of Suicide Squad, but his last few movies have been questionable. The genie in Disney's Aladdin, really?
See, but again, you can't hold that against him. He did what he was supposed to do as a genie. Problem was, America should have seen a genie. They saw a black man. Not his fault. It's like with Halle Berry with Catwoman. Catwoman was originally black. Halle Berry did her part. The script in the movie sucked. But what did they see? Black woman playing Catwoman, so we're not gonna go. Next thing you know, you get this white bitch doing it a few years later. Oh my God, she did a great job. She was in the movie like 20 minutes. She didn't have to carry a whole movie. Get the fuck out of here. Will didn't do a bad job as a genie. I think it was too soon for it. And they wasn't ready for it because if they should have put that movie out like now when Will's had other movies come out so everybody's back used to him. That's the one smart thing Eddie did with Coming to America 2 or whatever. Dolomite came out first.
Yeah.
Great movie. Stream. Everybody saw it. I saw it once. I'm not a person that I didn't feel the need to see it again, but it was a good movie. I'm sure other people probably streamed it several times because it was up for awards and everything. You got used to seeing Eddie, so when Come to America 2 came, you was ready for it. We wasn't ready for Will to be the genie because we hadn't seen him in nothing else. He was in that Netflix movie, their first $1 million movie, and that motherfucker did out of this world numbers. But the problem was that movie came out and say June killed it. Motherfucking Little Mermaid didn't come out till like a year or two later. They didn't jump on that bandwagon to where people would have been ready for it. I guarantee you, if they'd have did it then, it would have been a whole different story. Then also at the same time, it's box office will. That movie should have went to theaters versus streaming. It could have did numbers if he would have been ready for Will in theaters. Because he didn't score big until Suicide Squad. So it's like, in my opinion, Disney had poor timing. Will's name is still huge, but his name has limitation now because the game has changed. It's like Eddie, his name is huge, but it has limitation because the game has changed. Now, like right now with Will and Martin, they can throw out Bad Boys 35 and be in wheelchairs hunting down old men just fucking in a nursery home. It'll do numbers because it's them two together. And we just seen them barely 2 years ago. Let them try to do this in 7 years, that same shit ain't gonna work. That only works for Fast and the Furious. I want to know what their car insurance plans are because I need that plan the way they blow shit up. So it's just certain things only work at certain times. And Disney dropped the ball. And I won't give Will that one. They dropped the ball. And also, they put him in a movie with 50 million no names. Name another person in that movie besides Will.
Can't.
Exactly. So you want him to carry the movie as the genie, not Aladdin or whatever, but as the fucking genie. Get the hell up out of here.
All right, point taken. Let's go from the ridiculous to the sublime. Lil Nas X. Totally lost respect for him this week. Those Air Max 97 shoes that he dubbed Satan shoes. All right, I know Nike came out and said, "No, we're not doing this. This isn't in our production line." Do you believe that Nike really didn't have that in their production plans, or was it damage control? Because the shoe was called Satan shoes because there were 666 pairs, and in addition to red dye with the black shoes, they used one drop of human blood.
Here's the thing, and this is you kind of put on social media, the attention was given. We're losing ourselves in this world because we all we looking for the camera. What the camera? What the camera? We all looking for it. I mean, look at how many fucking podcasts there are with people you know, people you don't know. Shit just expands every day.
And asterisk, so the only podcast that really counts is the Two Dudes podcast. Yeah, I like those guys.
Yeah, that one with the glasses, he really knows what he's talking about.
Thank you.
the thing about it is he hit so big with that one song. Motherfuckers saw, I think, 10 million copies, if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere between 8 to 10. That song was so big everywhere to where teachers were using it in school to teach minor, little kids or whatever. So you had such a juggernaut, and then your next song had moderate success. I think about 2 million sold. So in like 2 albums, you done anywhere from 10 to 12 million albums. And that's not even counting your album being released. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you killed it first time out. That don't happen too often. We don't say that too often. So now it's time for you to do it again. You're probably not going to do it again to that level. You're not Michael Jackson. You're not Dr. Dre. You're not Usher. You're not even Justin Bieber. You're not going to do it. You're not Drake. You're not Eminem. I'm just being truthful. So what do you have to do? Now it's time to get that thing they call a gimmick. Let's just do something. Now you're talking about how you bored being a man. You put a picture out of if you was to have breast implants put in. Ain't no doctor will give you no damn breast implants if you're not going through the switch. But you put that out there and, oh my God, he can't believe he has breasts now. Really? He got, really? Wake your dumb ass up. So you got attention there. Now let's kick it up one more notch. Oh, I love the devil. Everything's always, when there's a singer, song, or whatever, it's always tied to a song. And what happened? The shit was tied to a song. Yeah. And now Nike's came out and they threw a lawsuit at him because now they're saying that I guess he bought hella pair of the shoes or someone bought them and flipped them to what they're supposed to be now, and them bitches sold in less than a minute. That's what's wrong with this damn world. So now,
and you know what? Nike's wrong for that too. Since what was a couple weeks ago, their own CEO had their son selling shoes, but I'm gonna leave that alone.
But on that one, they didn't have the son. The son was doing the shit on their own. Just them dumbasses, because you so high up and you think your kid is on the up and up. Oh, you can take my card. I don't care. Oh, you gave me a Nike black card. I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? Just, we gotta, it's like I was telling the ex-wife's, her cousin's husband, me and him was talking because it was their son's birthday. And I was giving him props or whatever because he's a few months younger than Caitlin. And I told him because they've been married before us. They had 2 kids before. before us or whatever. And I told him, I was like, man, I appreciate through the years, the example you led, but they had their ups and downs, cheating, break up, damn near divorce or whatever. And I guess he was surprised. I told him, I said, hey, it takes a village. I said, even though you had your shit going on, I still learned something from it. I was like, I know how this family is, and you're still there. You haven't went anywhere. You're still there. I said, so I appreciate it. Dude was just, he was outdone. He was like, man, it makes me feel good to know that you found something out of within what I was doing, take a page from it.
Yeah.
I said, bro, we all have to learn. We're all playing father and mother by the straws, drafting them because there's no true playbook for it. The fact you're still there, I give you credit because it takes a village. We got to go back to that policing because ignorant shit is happening. And then a lot of us have the wrong people in our corner, got us doing dumb shit like he's doing. That is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. But what happens? Because it get clicks and stuff and likes, we still keep pushing it. It's still all over. Just like when it took Twitter and IG 4 years to finally decide, oh, we need to ban Trump forever. Stuff like this you need to ban. But because you need that algorithm, that clickbait, you let it keep going because overall it benefits you.
Exactly.
We had it first. It all makes no sense at all.
Okay, real quick. The Final Four is set. What do we got? Houston, Baylor, Gonzaga, and UCLA.
Yep, because I watched.
How many brackets got busted?
The bracket's been busted, but what happened is, I guarantee only Gonzaga is the one that's picked to win on the majority, because everybody else had Michigan picked to win, and Michigan got me because they like the Ravens. They not built to come from behind. They built to have the lead, and that's it. And when they lost that lead and they had to play catch up, I knew it was over and done with. It was a done deal.
So you got Zaga to go all the way then?
No,
There we go.
I had Michigan go all the way, and
no, I mean now.
Last night.
All right, let me turn this volume up.
Hey, we got a guest in house here.
There we go. I hear both of you.
What's up, Kaz?
What's going on? What's going on? Oos.
Not much. Hey, everybody, I want to welcome Kaz Calhoun to the podcast. We getting ready to talk some golf smack here in just a second, but we closing out this NCAA real quick. I'm going to go with UCLA, Kev, just because it's the California team.
They trash. They team got height, but really no athleticism. They can run up and down the court, but they're a young team that kept making just dumb mistakes. And
well, full-on disclaimer here. I haven't watched a single college basketball game in almost 2 years.
So, college basketball right now is dead now, for realness. They have no star. They looking for a star.
Okay, so check it out. We're going to talk some golf here real quick because the sun is shining. We about to get them warm days back again.
That depends on where you are. The sun ain't shining here.
Oh, that's right. You over in eventually the sun is gonna shine on the East Coast. But when I was cleaning the clubs, I was thinking to myself, man, the last time I played Kevin. And the last time I played Kevin won. That ain't right. Yeah, I want my revenge.
We did the scorecard yesterday.
I know you were. You probably got that some bitch framed.
No, I told you. It's in the car under the visor. The way if I drive, when you have the black sun,
you're going to make sure that you drive no matter where the course is at. You're going to make sure you drive in the sun so I can pull that damn visor down.
As soon as you let that visor down, it's going to fall right in your lap to remind you.
Shit, I'm wearing sunglasses. I don't need no visor.
My daughter was like, Daddy, what is this? I said, it's to remind someone they're a loser. Put it back up there.
Oh, yeah, it's on now. But it's good that we can talk about this because, not necessarily young, but older black men talking golf. And where I'm going with this is when we were, just 30, 35 years ago, this wouldn't have been part of the conversation.
Yo,
And what
actually, Oos, if you think about it, it hasn't been that long. It's been about 24, 25, because Isaiah was a baby when we started playing. Isaiah's 24 now.
damn, is he
So it ain't even,
24?
yeah, Isaiah's 24. It'd be 25, I think, this November, man.
Damn, I feel old.
So he was a itty bitty when we started, all of us at the same time.
Damn. And starting there, tell us, how did you get started in golf?
Honestly, I don't even remember actually. I think, back then it was you and me and Nardo and all of us. We just had these wild hairs every once in a while. And I think from what little I remember, I think we just started watching it and dogging it. And then one day we decided to go out there and try our hand. And
Well, from my perspective, here's what happened. You mentioned it, and I was hesitant at first. I'm like, man, I don't want to play no damn golf. What the hell I want to play some golf for? Let's go out and play some basketball. I go out and play some football still. That's another story for another time. That last football game that we
which we
played.
were still doing.
Yeah, yeah. One concussion later, but y'all talked me into it. I believe it was Longview, aka
Yep.
Fred Arbanis, and
Yep. Par three.
a good time was had by all. And that was
Yep.
back in the day where you could go in there and I think for the first several times we went, I just borrowed their clubs because I didn't have any. And I'll get
Yeah.
to equipment in a minute, but you're right, I was hooked. Yeah,
Yeah.
when was the
We
last time you started? I mean, the first time you started. Excuse me.
Um, for me, members, when we worked together at the Q, and he's like, man, you need to come out. And I was like, no, I ain't doing that shit. I ain't about to play that bullshit. I don't fuck golf. That's my mind.
See,
But at the same time, my daughters on Saturday was playing soccer. So I'd be at the soccer field from 2, 3, maybe 4 hours, on the schedule on Saturday. He's like, man, we there Saturday, Sunday. Come join me and the brothers. I was like, I ain't doing that. Then I don't know what got me to like really consider it. The next thing I know, I'm online just looking at clubs, just looking. I'm on, you get everything on Amazon. I'm on Amazon looking at clubs, looking at clubs, looking at clubs.
But see, wait, hold on, Kev. Does that mean you ain't been playing as long as us? Because when we started playing, there was no online to jump on.
I've been playing.
let me see. When was I at the Q?
I'm maybe
15 years ago.
I'm about 6 years in because I was still at the townhouse. We were still working together, Richard.
No, I
So
was longer than that because I've been out here for longer than 6 years.
okay, then maybe close to 10 there.
All right, that sounds
Okay.
about right then.
I guess it just
No.
doesn't seem that long or whatever. So I'll say roughly 8 to 10 years I've been
Okay.
playing. And so I would just look and I would get on with my wife at the time, nerds. I was like, man, look at these clubs, look at these clubs. And her thing would always be like, well, get them. Nah, I ain't ready. I ain't ready for. Nah. I ain't. Then one anniversary, that box came delivered. And she got a set from Walmart, and she slammed in front of me with just aggravation. And she was tired. I think the day before, I looked at like 6, 7 set of clubs, and I was like, all right, well, whenever I'm ready, it's gonna be between these three. She was like, these three. I said, yeah. Then I'm gonna really look between them three, see which one I want out of those three. And I guess she was just like, the hell with this. I'm tired of it. He ain't gonna pull the trigger, which, when you're married, 9 times out of 10, you don't. Your wife pulled that trigger for you. She pulled the trigger. She's like, here you go. And I've been playing ever since.
Well, speaking of equipment, it happens in stages because I know I got my first set from Walmart, just a nice cheap set. You get a set, then you get a better set, and so forth. Except for this, Kaz, we know this one guy who went out and got the most expensive set,
He
tailor
got
made,
tailor made. Yo, my first
and
set.
couldn't hit with him.
No, my first set was my father's set. My father used to play with them back in the 60s. So I had actual woods.
Yeah, he had woods that were made of wood. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And I'm so mad because I had a house fire back in 99, 98. And by that time I had replaced the woods with some actual
That probably would have been worse if you still
present
had.
day woods. And we had the fire and they took out my woods. So I
Mm.
ain't got them no more. I still got the irons, but no more woods.
You see, nowadays, you only have to buy a new set. Go to Facebook Marketplace like I did. Find a wife that's tired of her husband playing golf, and the minute that he can't play, she sells a nice set for the
Man,
dirt.
if you'd have seen the set that he just got, he practically stole.
Mm.
$140 for about, what you say, roughly $900 if I
Yeah,
part it out.
yeah,
Husband had back surgery. She basically said he's done playing. She put him on there for 200. I was like, I ain't giving you 200. Then I look back, there's like 180. Then I look back again, there's like 160. I was like, well, I can give you 120. She's like, what about 150? I was like, best I can do is 140. She said, well, let me look and see. 10 minutes later, I'll take it. I met her at Target. She pulled up in a Mercedes truck. You ain't hurting, so this 140 is makes me feel that much better. With a Big Bertha bag, three Big Berthas, and some nice set of clubs. And dude, he spent so much money. He had a Dockers divot with a clock on it. I was like, wow, this dude really just spent money on brand new
Mm, mm,
towels. Here,
mm.
take all this. He doesn't need it anymore. Thank you, thank you. Then I took that Walmart set, turned around and sold that for $50. So I literally just paid $90 for a new set of clubs.
That's
I ain't mad
crazy.
at you because golf, I'm not gonna lie, it is an expensive sport. Even
Yes.
once you get your equipment, no matter how much you pay, you're going to have to pay everywhere you go to play, whether it be the par three or the
Mm-hmm.
big courses. And that's one of the things that plagues golf in the urban areas because you can go out on a basketball court anywhere. Heck, the local church might have a court, a rim set up right in the back on the parking lot. You can go play football in anybody's yard. It's harder to play golf. And what is the one thing that y'all think y'all would do that would probably make it a little easier for today's youth that is up and coming that may not be able to afford, even the mid-level set and get out there and play?
See, that's the thing. You don't have to make it easier. You just need to teach. Uncle Thee, he played golf. He still plays. He showed his son, my cousin, how to play, but he never reached out to anybody else. Just his son. That was it. Now, mind you, at that time we're all boys. It's nothing but nephews. He could have showed us all how to play. I guarantee we would have gravitated to it. As if we can't play ball, we go do this. So, like with my daughters, I take them to the driving range. I told them when I got them next week, when the weather's good, we going to the driving range. It ain't about making it cheaper because the parent gonna make a way if they want to. Because if you look at all this AAU stuff, how much that stuff costs, it's all about teaching. If you know it, show it, and give them a chance to gravitate to it.
I agree with that, but I believe that as a community, we can also help because, for example, the school where I work at, they've got a golf team. So those kids don't have to get the equipment, it's already there. A
Yeah.
lot of these schools don't have golf teams, especially in the black communities. And that hurts.
What I think the very first thing, especially if the kid has got an interest or is getting an interest in it, is to make sure that you teach the kid not to be that particular person we were just talking about, where you want to just jump out there and you're watching you're watching all these pros playing. They're talking tailor made, they're talking Ping and Nike and all that stuff, just to teach the kid that hey, you're in the beginning stages. It's just like me when I started playing drums back in fifth grade. You don't start off at learning a drum set. They give you a snare drum, two sticks, and a drum pad, so you can play the drums in the house and not bang out the house. And you start there. So if you teach the kid that first of all, just let's just get you something that we can get, and we'll progress from there. That's the first step. Is to make sure the kid is in the right frame of mind. Because you, me, and James were like, whatever we can get, let's get. And the other person, as soon as we got out there a few times, was already ready to start talking tailor made. And it's like, yo, we're using drivers on a par 3 hole. What are you talking about spending money on on tailor made?
Yeah,
So that's what I think is yeah, teach the kid to appreciate the beginning. So in the end, you know, I mean, we were so what's the word? We were so um just game to play that between each shot, we were going through the rough trying to find golf balls that nobody picked up and was collecting them on the way to the green.
I still got a bunch of those.
So as a matter of fact, I got one sitting right here behind me. It's a pro staff. I still got it from the par 3 days, the Wilson Pro Staff 2. Still got it.
Hey, I think that's mine. No,
Yep. Oh, I
but
didn't show
yeah,
you the RJK part on it.
no. So closing it out, because for lack of better understanding for most people, Tiger Woods is the one that started most of this to get it in the minds of people. Hey, you can be of color and you can still play this sport. In the last few years, you could say that there's been a decline with Tiger Woods. He's still playing, but he's not playing at that level that he played at previously. Do you think that the decline of Tiger Woods um, will hurt the barriers that he's broken, or do you think everything will still be on the upswing?
I think it's gonna hurt it. Um because even for me, I still watch the game and I have to uh really pay attention just to try to find any minority uh to latch onto. Tiger, when Tiger came out, Tiger was natural. Tiger was instinctive. As soon as he came out, it was instinctive for me to look up what's going on with Tiger. What's going on with Tiger. Now, any minority player out there now, uh, I have to literally look for the popularity of the player uh, is not out there. So yeah, I think him declining is going to take a lot of minority, younger generation folks out of the mix.
Your thoughts on that, Kev?
I don't think it's going to deter anything. The thing with Tiger, his legacy is cemented. He's doing what he's going to do. It's just Tiger's public persona is what's taking the hit. He needs to do like Jack and go off into the sunset and pop up every so often. Because these wrecks and things, all this injury that he's caused himself, that's killing him. That's because you gotta wonder, can he not live without golf? That's the way it's looking. It's like he can't balance his life without that club in his hand. And he know his better days are far past him. To where I don't even know if he can win on the senior level. Because I think we all can agree he's not gonna get Jack's record. He just like Venus ain't gonna get the record she's supposed to get. They both go fall short because of injuries. That's a part of the game, just like
Because
LeBron.
of age and injury. Yeah,
Yeah.
age and injury.
I mean, you seen it with LeBron. He got that ring for the Lakers. He may give him one more, then he's gonna be done because you can only go so long without getting hurt. And now, Father Time is at that doorstep, right next to the injury bug, and which one you want to come through the door first? Because they both hitting at the same time. So it's like I don't think it's gonna change. The problem is with golf, like with NASCAR, there's no one out there trying to appeal to bring more people to it. That's why NASCAR keeps trying to get Dale Jr. to come back. he was appeal to the young, and he wanted the young people in it.
I
And
don't
see, that's the
know.
thing. I was
Bubba
going to talk
Wallace,
about,
for
yeah, I
me,
was going to bring up Bubba Wallace.
Bubba Wallace is my guy.
Yeah, but
But
see,
here's the
he
thing with
got
Bubba
so
Wallace.
old. I just found out Bubba Wallace was black a couple weeks ago. I didn't know he was. So you
Bubba is
know,
out there, but he's not winning.
yes, I didn't
But
know he was
yeah,
black. So
he's
it,
averaging
I was
about
like, okay,
14th place. He's averaging about 14th to 16th place.
Believe me,
yeah,
if he came on to start crossing that finish line first for a couple races, I think you would see a lot more minorities in NASCAR. But
yeah.
because
Once
he's
he
just
becomes
there,
the hot
it's kind
ticket,
of like that random black guy in hockey that's just
Yeah,
there.
you
He's
mean the
not
one?
Wayne Gretzky.
You mean the one that married Tiger's ex?
Yeah, that one too.
Yeah. So it's one of the things. Unfortunately, with our culture, you gotta be the hot shit for us to want to party with you. So let Bubba win a big race. You gonna see Diddy on the side. And he gonna be hanging with them. And his career might be trash because he gonna be doing more hanging than practicing. But it's one of the things to where NASCAR nor golf have that young person that's trying to get young people or minorities involved, and that's what's hurting right now. They need to find that one. If NASCAR was smart, they need to put Bubba Wallace on everything because who's the other name recognition they really got now for realness?
I can't even tell you. I don't know a whole lot of NASCAR drivers right now.
You
because
all
see,
see
actually, Bubba actually races. I can't think of the racer's name. He actually races for his Bubba's car. He actually changed his number. Bubba used to drive number 43, which was the original car number for who he races for now.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
But they got somebody else now in the mix. So Bubba's number actually went from 43, and I think he's now like 28.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. He periodically Bubba does things to screw himself over
Yeah,
publicly too,
he does.
like he did when they were doing virtual racing, and something happened during the race that caused him to wreck or something. So instead of going off and doing what they do during virtual racing to get himself back in the race, he got mad and he took himself out.
Mm.
Yeah,
So
he's still young. He's still a hothead. He got the talent. He
he's
just
a
got.
high hit on Twitter too.
Yeah, uh, yeah. I've saw that and I was like, yeah, I can't with you, Bubba. Yeah, but, I mean, it's one of the things to where unless you find that one that wants to be that role model, that idol, it's gonna kind of fall to the wayside. You're like all the ones that's supposed to be Tiger's replacement. What happened to them? They all disappeared.
All right, now in closing out the golf talk, I got a double question for both of y'all. What would you say to a younger person who may be interested in golf right now, 7, 8 years old, that young? And then what would you say to your younger self, at that same age to get you more interested and in golf? And how would that affect you today if you had known about it that much sooner and stuck with it this whole time?
That's easy. I have a basketball, football, and a golf ball, and I would tell them this ball can take you more places and faster than these two balls. Focus on this one, learn it, play it. Let this take you where these two won't. I say that to a 7, 8 year old, and I say that to myself.
Cass?
Hmm. That's that one's kind of difficult. I tell them to just play it, play it. You know, being with kids and having as many boys as I have, that's pretty much what it's going to have to come down to is to
Yeah.
play it. If you got the interest, play it because I know I took two of my boys out here. I haven't played since I got sick, which was 2013. I think probably 2012, 2013. I took two of my boys out. And one was going through the motions, and the other one was having a good time. Whether he messed up or not, he was having a good time. So I would say play it. I'll do what I can to get you what we can to get you started, and let's go out here and do it. And fortunately, with the what knowledge I do have, I'm able to teach you what I need to teach you to help you better understand. It's not just a guy with a stick hitting a little white ball. Um, and just try to teach him what's the word, intricates of the little nodules of the game.
Yeah.
It's not just going out and hitting the ball and walking. So that's what I would say. And as far as myself, uh, based on my upbringing, uh, I don't think it would have happened. whether I had whether I had the interest or not, I don't think it was just going to happen. He my adopted father, he just didn't have the interest when I was growing up. And then after I grew up, moved out, and came back, he was playing it. Uh,
But you know what? That is true. I mean, once we started, we did notice a lot of the old heads. That's what we called them back then. Now we're the old heads, but we saw a lot of the old heads out there on the course.
yeah.
So,
Now, my stepfather, who I call my father, I hate to use the word stepfather, but I have to designate what I'm talking about. So, my foster father, honestly, when I got older, never wanted to play with me. As a kid, he never played it. My stepfather, had I had him as a father growing up, I probably would have been playing it and then some. So it depends on the parent too. It's not
yeah,
just a kid at that age. It definitely depends on the parent.
I would say that any kid of any age who has the slightest interest in golf, give it a shot. Try it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was one of those people that I didn't want to play the guy. Man, that first time, I was hooked. All you got to do is try it. And to my younger self, I would definitely say the same thing. I would say, hey, don't spend that first year wondering about what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right. Because, I'm a late bloomer and a lefty. So that's a double
That's
negative
right.
against
That was
me
cool about you too.
altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah, because nobody could use my clubs. But I would just tell myself, just take your time and it will fall together.
Yeah,
So,
it
once
definitely
again,
depends.
we
Definitely
got
depends on
Kaz
who.
Calhoun in the house with us
Hold on.
today.
I got one question.
Go ahead.
To close out this talk on golf or whatever. What's the one part of your game that still pisses you off that you thought you would have better by now?
Driving,
Yeah.
driving, because I never learned to swing the club correctly and hard enough to hit more than 200 yards straight. If I just whacked at it, I could probably fire it off, but to hit it straight and fire it off at 225, 250, I would love that.
I agree because lefties have a natural slice. And anybody who's seen me play, both of y'all included, no, I can put it 200, 300 yards in the air, but it ain't going down the center. It will never go down the center. It might start off down the center, but it's going to fade to the right because that's what happens every time I hit it. If I could do that better, I would.
For me, it's the putting. I swear when I think I got it on target, that mug gets to rolling. They be like, oh, it's going a little too fast. I know I didn't hit it that hard. That
Except
mug.
for that one day.
Yeah. It was working that day. I hit a couple of putts I needed it that day. That's all that matters. But I would like for my putting to be way better than what it is.
All right. All right. We're going to be done with golf talk here, but Kaz, if you don't mind sticking around, because we still got a few minutes left in the podcast, and this is primarily an NFL show, and we got to talk a couple things NFL.
I
So, Kev,
will I will say what I can say. I haven't been keeping up too much on it.
It's nothing team specific for either one of these. First things first, the league has gone on to 17 games instead of 16. And
That's seven. Now I haven't heard about that. So that's 17. So it's actually 18 weeks if you include the bye, right?
yes,
Like
yeah,
right now it's 17, but it's 16. It's 17 with the bye. Okay, so it's okay. All right, cool. All right,
yeah. So you can be 10-7 and you can suck.
You would know that's what the Raiders gonna be.
agreed.
Oh, I hate y'all. I really do. I'm not even gonna say
Hey,
nothing.
nah,
There it is. There it is.
yeah, exactly. You was driving the bus right into that wall, so I just had to go. You went to it. Now, what? Here's the thing, though.
By the
They
way, fun fact: keep in mind the Raiders did outscore the Chiefs last year, 72 to
Oh my
67.
God. You
Even
always
though
have
we
to throw,
lost that second
you
game,
always got to throw facts
it
out. That's
always
what
got
I
to be.
love. That's what I love about you because we are so much alike. I'm not going to lose this argument. Whatever I have to say, I am not going to lose this argument.
Here's the thing with Richard. You'll throw a shot at Richard that's justified at his team, and he turns into the violinist on the Titanic. He go play till he hit the water. He ain't gonna stop playing. But here's the thing about
hey, I go down with the ship, ride or die.
exactly. And this is what I saw yesterday that the NFL, as far as the owners, commissioner, they're treating it like it's a TV show. You know the reason why we got that extra game? They're trying to show what it looked like for other teams to play each other that you rarely see. So like we're playing the Packers, they said it'll probably be another 3, 4 seasons when we play the Packers during the regular season. So that extra week is a showcase week to show what it would look like. So they ain't even really trying to have these games. It's just a showcase to sell more tickets, get more fans. And here's where the players need to make a big deal about it. They're not getting any extra money off of this. Their contracts are going to get thinned out a little bit to where that game gets paid for. So what'll happen, they playoff money go get smaller, or they may not get a bye week check because that's going to be their week 18 check or their week 17. When I saw that, I was like, the NFL finds ways to make money and make motherfuckers look crazy because you're doing this for showcase, just so you can show somebody who want to know what it'd be like if the Rams played the Raiders. Wait until the 4 years when I get scheduled. Oh, but since you don't want to wait, we're going to throw this extra week in. And we don't know where we're going to put it on the schedule, but this is going to be an extra week just because. Because they know don't put it on the last week. Because if my team's already solidified for the playoffs, fuck that week. I ain't playing nobody. And think of the ramifications, Richard. You'll love this fantasy football wise.
Yeah. I'm still reeling over last season to come
Hey,
that close. To come that close.
yeah, like the Raiders, you took an L. All right, what's the next question?
Well, piggybacking off of that, the NFL wants 100% capacity at every stadium this year. Do you think that fans will come out because of COVID? And would you go to a game?
Yes, I think they'll come out. Nope, would not go. A matter of fact, I've got both of my shots. I still wouldn't go. I still, even with masks, I still go out with 3 masks when I leave here. No, nothing's still guaranteed. Nothing's promised. And this could work. That could work if you do this, if you do that. And in a stadium full of people, somebody, if they say, "Oh, you got to keep your mask on," somebody's going to take it off. 2 people are going to take it off, and they're most likely going to be around you. So now you got to get mad, and no, I will.
I'm already knowing fans are going to go because I work at their retirement spot every other weekend. And when they first started doing this, and we started allowing the seniors to have people come to their apartments instead of being in open areas, all you kept hearing is, "I got my shot, I got my shot, I got my shot." Did you get both shots or just one shot? Have you done the whole cycle? The moment was advertised, they got their shot. That's why people are going to go to the game. Because even getting one shot, everybody thinking they the best. Like my mom, they went, auntie turned 50. They did an Airbnb down at the Ozarks. Like 15, they a situation or whatever. It costs a decent little money to rent. It was 10 of them in there. In my opinion, that's too many people. You still on everybody's shoulder. You know, everybody had their own room or whatever. I still don't want to be in that seclusion. I want everybody to have their own separate, but you know, they thought it was fun. Why? Because they all at least had one shot. My mom just got her second shot yesterday. She literally went, because they say you got you got like 21 days, 17 to 21 days to get your second shot. My mom went on the 19th day to get her next shot because she didn't want to get a second shot before she went on her trip. And she didn't want her arm to be bothering her or anything. I said, wow, that's what's important to you. So the ignorance of people are going to go because they're going to think we're untouchable. That lets you know now the NFL, there's going to be no more games being postponed. If your star quarterback or player go down, fucking deal with it. We still having this game being played. For them to say everybody back in the stadium, no more precautions are being taken. Ain't going to be no more temperature checks or anything. We about to roll it. So imagine how many teams are about to get fucked.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, we still have yet to have COVID situation. So I know we're going to get hit with it this season. I'm anticipating it. We didn't get hit with the injuries until the playoffs. We probably one of maybe 5 teams didn't have a COVID situation for real. I'm waiting on it to happen now. This is going to be everybody come in.
Yeah, you bastards are due.
You got to deal with the numbers and realize it's true.
Yeah.
But in the end, we'll be in the Super Bowl. That's all that matters.
Okay,
I think this time we're going to win.
That's another story for another time.
We're going to win this one this time, though.
We'll have our
Brady
our NFL Super Bowl talk later. I ain't trying to deal with this.
We will take the AFC West out of the picture.
Here's the thing, though, Richard. Well, it's 2021 now. Y'all gonna be relevant in the next 3 years. Because John don't want to lose his job. He don't want to be fired. He's gonna make a good decision. It's gonna make sense at some point. He ain't did it yet, but it's gonna happen at some point.
He already made that decision. He already made that decision. Gus Bradley is now the defensive coordinator. We're done. We're done with playing with these clowns that have been defensive coordinators. Gus Bradley's not a yes man.
His best move so far has been keeping Derek Carr at quarterback. Yeah. That's been his best move.
I agree.
Now
think about all these clowns that said, no, you should go out and get Deshaun. How's that working out for Houston right now?
Deshaun, come on now, let's be real. Those are trumped up charges. All those women, he did this to me, magically come out when he don't want to stay in Houston. I've been to Houston. Ain't that many pretty women in Houston. You can tell about it. I've seen a lot of scallywags when I was in Houston for that week. That's nothing more than Houston being like, we about to send back his character to where nobody wants him. Sad part about it, they said it's still 5 teams to let them know we're ready when you're ready.
And you know what? I got nothing against Deshaun because I believe he can play, but not in this system. This system is notorious for needing 3 years for a quarterback to actually just understand the verbiage and take command of the huddle. I don't want another 3 years before we go to the playoffs.
Here's where you make that mistake. That's for an average quarterback. He's not average. You gotta realize he's special. Carr's not special. He's good, but he's not special. Watson is special. He cut that timeline in half, if not faster than that, because he's gonna learn.
If he's so special, how come Houston hasn't done any more than the Raiders?
Have you not seen the injuries and the players they let walk? Did you not see their dumbass coach O'Brien? Hell, you couldn't win with his dumbass. He had one of the best defense in the league and couldn't do nothing.
Exactly.
Y'all have
to let DeAndre Hopkins go.
Exactly. So when you're making moves like that, you deserve to get what you get. That's why Watson, when J.J. Watt let him know he was gone, Deshaun looked around and was like, oh, you ain't leaving me behind in this. I want out. And that's when Houston was like, you ain't leaving us with this. You got to stay. But see, the problem is we get greedy. We sign those extensions too fast. And we don't wait to see what was going on. Deshaun shouldn't have signed that extension last year. He should have waited to see what was happening. He signed that extension The next day, Hopkins gets traded away. He got set up. He shouldn't have signed that so soon.
Yeah, that's true.
Because, but if I'm an agent, I want my 10%. I'm they got 6 million, 60 or 200 on the table. We should take it. How many
Real
black
talk,
people
he
take that
should have
kind of
waited
money?
on Dak and then made that move.
Dak was smart. Dak played the game and won. He got Jerry. Jerry never paid a black man that much to play quarterback in his life. Right. And the sad part about it, Jerry's gonna be waiting on Dak to do something wrong so he can cut him. That's the worst part about it.
Well, that's typical Jerry, though. All right.
Jerry's gonna come back from his deathbed and cut Dak if he got to.
Oh, you know he will. All right, we're gonna close it out. But once again, I want to thank Kaz for coming on the show. Appreciate you, brother. Welcome to come back anytime. And
yeah. Horseman for life, brother. Horseman for life.
Absolutely. All right, Kev. We only got about a minute left. Why don't you go on ahead and take us out? Everybody out there, stay positive, stay blessed. We will see you again soon.
Good seeing you, Kev.
Good to see you again, sir. Since y'all old niggas, if you got HBO Max, go watch Godzilla versus that snake or whatever. I know you old niggas watch all them damn movies, so that's on as of today.
Yep, watching this Saturday.
Yeah, but everybody have a good one, as I always say. Because I reckon I got on red again. I don't know how that keeps happening. And the home of the Chiefs.
I just threw up in my mouth. Good night, everybody. Later, fellas.
Out.